you're able to take control of 100% of your energy. Some people don't, if they use a lot of energy and they don't have a huge roof, they're only able to cover 50%, okay? But that 50% of your energy, you'll get at a much cheaper rate when you're paying ComEd. But again, how solar works is that $350 or so that they still have each month is what they're using at night, okay? So again, like we were just talking about, on your ComEd bill, and I'll show them on their ComEd bill. So I'm gonna pull up your ComEd bill from your parents. On your ComEd bill, and when you compare theirs to this, it makes it very clear. On the back page of your ComEd bill, you've only got one bar under the meter information section. Okay, and I'll circle this with my pen. It's kind of hard to see when it's lopsided, but the top, that meter information section, they've got one bar there. If you can see at the bottom of the screen, it says 718. That's the amount of kilowatt hours that they took in from the grid that they use that they're gonna get charged for. Once you go solar though, you're not only gonna have energy coming in, you're also gonna have energy going out. Okay, so then I go back to the example bill of somebody that went solar. So you see the difference now on this meter information section of somebody that went solar is they've got two bars. Okay, top bar with a 325 all the way to the right is kilowatts from the grid. That's what they used at night because their system doesn't produce at night. However, underneath that, you've got kilowatts to the grid. So that's what they sent out extra to the grid during the day. I was just checking the time. So you could see that they sent out extra to the grid 910 kilowatt hours during the day, but they only used 325 at night. So they're at a surplus that month of 600 kilowatt hours, okay? So where does that 600 go? Basically what happens, this highlighted miscellaneous section, net metering, excess generated rollover. This is as of July 1st. You see right under there, July 1st. They went solar April 1st, okay? Since April 1st, in 3 months, they've built up 1,820, that highlighted section, kilowatt hours. So they were at a surplus this month of 600, and the previous 2 months, they were also about 600. So basically, April, May, June, July, August, September, 6 months of the summer, your system's gonna overproduce. And so like these customers, they're overproducing right now. So that 1820 by the end of September will probably get up to about 5,000 kilowatt hours in their bank account, if you will. And then in the wintertime, their system won't produce as much as they're consuming. So they'll start pulling back from that 5,000, okay? And so basically our goal is to build a system that produces the exact same amount that you consume across the year, so that you eliminate all of your electric bill again, other than your $16 charge, 16 bucks, which is your customer charge, standard metering charge, and then you swap the remainder of your average electric bill, which this is when I'll get into finding out what their average electric bill is. You'll swap the rest of that for hopefully a lower solar payment. And then I'll make sure they understand, does that make sense how net metering works? And then I'll just break it down super easy. Again, you overproduce in the summer, you underproduce in the winter, you break even for the year, and you only have a $16 bill each month to ComEd. Okay, so very important other thing to do though, and we'll do this right now, is figure out what their average electric bill is over the last year. So you can see this bill is $103.52. I'll ask the customer, what do you think your average electric bill has been last year? Okay, if they tell me $150 at this point, I can look at this and tell that their average electric bill is probably about $100 even. If they said $150, I would make sure that they believe that and then stick with $150. If they say $50, then I know they're shooting way too low and we've got to figure out exactly what their average electric bill is. So pay attention to this, rewind this, okay, to figure out how to do this. We're gonna find out their average electric bill. So the way to do that is to take their current bill, $103.52. So put this into your calculator, have the customer put it into their calculator as well. You've got $103.52, and you're gonna divide that by the amount of kilowatt hours, 718, the blue January, 718. You're gonna divide the 103.52, dividing 103.52 by 718, and you're gonna get 14.4 cents. Okay, so I take a screenshot of that. We're doing that on our phone right now. 14.4 cents is what they pay per kilowatt hour. Okay, so we took this big number in the middle, divided it by the 718, and it was 14.4 cents. Now we're gonna clear that. We're gonna add together the last 12 months. So we go back from January 718, plus, have the customer do this as well, 693 plus 571 plus 490 plus 791 plus 688 plus 1021 plus 789 plus 462 plus 453 plus 564 plus 658, and then I'm going to equal that because I'm not going to do January twice. So you do the January on the right, not the January on the left. You should get 7,898. We both got that. We're going to take that total for the last 12 months, 7,898. We're going to divide it by 12 to find their average month, 658.16, and then we're going to multiply that by 0.144. That's their cost per kilowatt. Equals $95 is their average electric bill. Okay, they see that, we see that, so that when we get a monthly payment for their solar, they know what to compare it to. And that's where I emphasize again, you're going to eliminate all that 95 other than $16, and then you're going to swap it for hopefully a lower solar payment. And then I'll emphasize it again at this point, and I'm doing this periodically throughout the whole appointment, where hey, so if this makes sense for you and you're saving money, then which we'll find out your monthly payment a little bit, then what we'll do is we'll have to do a credit check. We'll have to verify that you have an active bank account, because in order for you to get the monthly payment that they say, you have to have an automatic withdrawal. If you don't do automatic withdrawal, then it adds $7.50 to your monthly payment. Okay, but then once we verify your bank account, then we'll be able to approve your Vivint agreement, which we're going to cover all the main points of that. And then once we approve the Vivint agreement to start the process, then we'll get on a welcome call with Vivint. They want to make sure that I'm not some BS salesman coming in your house and just lying to you to get you to sign up. So they want to make sure you fully understand everything. But then once we do that welcome call, that's when we'll be able to schedule the site survey. So we've got to make sure that your house still qualifies for the program. So that's when a technician will get up on your roof, and I'm still killing time to get that Launch IHD to open as I'm talking about this. That's when a technician will get on your roof, look at your shingle, get in your attic, look at your electrical. If Vivint's gonna pay for a really expensive system to get put on your roof and allow you to buy cheaper power from them, they wanna make sure that it's gonna last up there for a long time. So they're kind of strict about who will qualify. But after that site survey, if your house qualifies, we're also then about 2 weeks after that gonna get a finalized design, okay, for your system. That's when you and I hop back on a phone call, go over your final design, and that's when you are making the final determination that you're for sure going solar. Okay, you're not liable for anything until that point. We gotta approve some stuff to start the process, but that final design is when you're telling us at Tron that you're for sure doing this, because as soon as you approve that final design, we start sinking a bunch of money into the project with permitting. Okay, so when we hop back on a phone call in 3 weeks and go over this final design, if for whatever reason you decided you don't want to go solar, then you just will tell me, hey Alex, we don't want to go solar, we're not approving this final design. But if you do want to move forward, you approve that final design and then cancel after that, that's when we have a $500 cancellation fee. Okay, I just want to make that abundantly clear. So we've got to do some discovery. You got to make sure that this is for sure something you want to do 100%, and then we're making that final determination in a couple weeks. Okay, so Launch IHD still isn't open. I'm clicking this top right circular button to refresh. Okay, we're about 10 minutes out right now, 11 minutes out. We're still got nothing. Okay, so at this point, I usually wouldn't go that fast through all that, but then I'll start to, explain the program a little bit. I like to wait until I pull up Launch IHD, because Launch IHD provides a great way to explain the PPA, how it works. So at this point, usually be open. I can show them pictures of systems. I'll go into my Tron Solar and I'll show them again what they'll have on the house. So I like to use this picture here because it shows the whole roof and the inverter. So I'll emphasize to them, hey, you're gonna have these beautiful monocrystalline black tier 1 panels on the roof. The beautiful thing about us is we do all of our conduit, which is like this metal piping that you see down by the inverter. You don't see